The WNA Global Equity Composite was established in 2016 and has been compiled from the returns of all non-taxable accounts over $1 million with a 100% equity objective. This is a new composite that was previously marketed by WNA. The following accounts are excluded. 1. Any account that contains unmanaged assets. 2. Any account that is under $1 million. These accounts are added to the composite at the end of the month that the value meets or exceeds $1 million. 3. Any account that is not invested in accordance with the WNA Global Equity Model, i.e. large cash positions on new accounts, addition of non-equity components, etc. Accounts remain in the composite until asset withdrawal reduces the value under $1 million, unmanaged assets are brought in, or the investment objective of the client is altered. Past performance for these accounts remain part of the composite, and the account is withdrawn at the beginning of the month when the change occurs. The net returns listed reflect the actual management fees charged to the composite accounts. These fees vary according to the account size and fees paid for related accounts. The net return also reflects the reinvestment of dividends and other earnings in the composite accounts, whether as cash or in the original investments. As is the case with all investments, the potential for profit is accompanied with the possibility of loss. A description of the equity indexes listed for comparison in the table provided in the presentation are provided herein. The S&P 500 is considered a broad index for the equity market, seeking to represent the returns of the top 500 publicly traded companies. The MSCI EAFE is a market capitalization weighted index, maintained by Morgan Stanley Capital International, MSCI, which includes a selection of stocks from 21 developed markets, but excludes those from the U.S. and Canada. The Russell 2000 is a small-cap stock market index of the bottom 2,000 stocks in the Russell 3000. It is the most widely quoted measure of the overall performance of the small-cap to mid-cap company shares. The MSCI Emerging Markets Index is a market capitalization weighted index maintained by Morgan Stanley Capital International, MSCI, designed to measure the equity market performance across 23 emerging markets, EM. The MSCI ACWI Investable Market Index represents more than 9,000 securities across large, mid, and small cap size segments, and across style and sector segments in 46 developed and emerging markets. The WNA Global Fixed Income Composite was established in 2016 and has been compiled from the returns of all non-taxable accounts over $500,000 with a 100% fixed income objective. This is a new composite that was previously marketed by WNA. The following accounts are excluded. 1. Any account that contains unmanaged assets. 2. Any account under $500,000. These accounts are added to the composite at the end of the month that the value meets or exceeds $500,000. 3. Any account that is not invested in accordance with the WNA Global Fixed Income Model, i.e. large cash positions on new accounts, addition of non-fixed income components, etc. Accounts remain in the composite until asset withdrawal reduces the value under $500,000. Unmanaged assets or non-modal assets are added, or the investment objective of the account is altered. Past performance for the accounts remain part of the composite, and the account is withdrawn at the beginning of the month when the change occurs. The net returns listed reflect the actual management fees charged to the composite accounts. These fees vary according to the account size and fees paid for related accounts. The net return also reflects the reinvestment of dividends and other earnings in the composite accounts, whether as cash or in the original investments. The composite may or may not be the actual allocation determined to be appropriate for any individual client, and a client may or may not follow the composite. Clients with the allocation shown may have different results based on capital flows, timing of rebalancing decisions, fees charged, or other factors. As is the case with all investments, the potential for profit is accompanied with the potential of loss. The index used for comparison is the Barclays Capital Aggregate Bond Index. It is a broad-range index that represents the total return of the bond market. It covers most U.S.-traded bonds and some foreign bonds traded in the U.S. The index information is supplied to WNA by a third-party quotation service. Investors should note that investments cannot be made directly into this index. The Leuthold presentation is not a solicitation or offer to buy or sell securities. The Leuthold Group, LLC provides research to institutional investors. It is also a registered investment advisor that uses its own research, along with other data, in making investment decisions for its managed accounts. As a result, the Leuthold Group, LLC may have executed transactions for its managed accounts and securities mentioned prior to this publication. The information contained in the Leuthold Group LLC research is not, without additional data and analysis, sufficient to form the basis of an investment decision regarding any one security. The research reflects the Leuthold Group LLC's views as of the date of publication, which are subject to change without notice. The Leuthold Group LLC does not undertake to give notice of any change in its views regarding a particular industry prior to publication of their next research report covering that industry in the normal course of business. The Luthold Group LLC may make investment decisions for its managed accounts that are inconsistent with or contrary to the views expressed in current Luthold Group LLC reports. Wheaton Investors LP, Wheaton & Company LP's parent company, owns 22% of Luthold Group's securities. A managing director of Wheaton & Company LP is a member of the Luthold Group LLC Board of Directors. Wheaton & Company LP, member FINRA, NASDAQ, and SIPC.
Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that. So just to poll the audience, how many here have heard of Social Security? Raise your hands. Terrific. So I appreciate that because that'll make this just a little bit easier. So one of the things that we've been able to do with clients is finding Social Security alpha. All right, I would like for you to meet the Smiths. They're terrific people. Who are they? Well, they're a married couple. Both of them are age 66. Bob has worked outside of the home. He has been the earning partner in the family. Betty has not. Betty has actually worked a lot inside the home, but has not actually contributed to Social Security. And in W&A world, everybody lives to at least age 85, so we will assume that they will live to at least age 85. What are their goals? Well, same goals you and I have. They want to retire and they want to live comfortably while they do. So how can W&A help? Well, W&A can do planning to help them optimize their Social Security benefits, and by doing so, help them achieve some alpha. So this is going to be just a really quick Social Security 101. Everybody's heard of full retirement age. That is currently age 66, and that is the age that a worker can get 100% of the benefit that has accrued for them based upon what they have paid into the system. If you take benefits prior to age 66, you get a reduction in benefits. In Bob and Betty's case, they didn't need to, and we advised them not to do it. Now, we go to the other side, which is my favorite side, and they're called delayed credits. So someone who is paid into the system, the worker, if they do not take their benefits at full retirement age 66, but in fact delay them to up to age 70, they will get an increase guaranteed by the federal government of 8% per year. So if someone does not take it at 66 and they take it at age 70, they get an extra 32% in their monthly benefit. So that's terrific. That's the person who has been paying into the Social Security system all along. Well, what about the spouse? The spouse has worked really hard at home, but the spouse has not actually paid into the Social Security system. Well, the government has thought of them, and they allow a spousal benefit to be applied. And the spousal benefit at age 66 is 1/2 of their spouses. So if the man, we're going to just assume the man is I'm sorry, that's so terrible. The one who worked outside of the home, how's that? If they had a $2,000 a month benefit at age 66, then the spouse would get $1,000 a month in benefit. So it is half. There are two caveats to that. The worker spouse has to file for benefits before the spousal benefits are available, and this beautiful 8% per year, extra 32%, does not apply to spousal benefits. So there is absolutely no benefit to delaying the receipt of those benefits until age 70. So how can we help with this? Well, there's wonderful things called strategies, and we figured out through the years how we can maximize Social Security benefits by taking this, doing that. So there is a strategy out there that is called file and suspend. How does this strategy work? So in this case, remember, Bob worked, Betty worked in the house. The strategy is Bob at age 66 will go in and file for his Social Security benefits. However, Bob will immediately suspend his benefits. By doing so, Bob is able to take advantage of the delayed credits that we talked about for the worker spouse. At that time, Betty can begin her spousal benefit. So starting at age 66, now she'll be able to earn 1/2 of Bob's Social Security benefit at age 66. And because Bob has waited, at age 70, when he starts taking his, he will get the larger benefit. So it's a win-win kind of situation. So what happens with a government benefit in a win-win situation? Oops, law change. So they've decided that this is a loophole. And so the law changes effective April 30th. As you can see, April 30th is a Saturday, so we'll just bump it back to April the 29th of this year. So the law says, well, you know, we've decided that suspending benefits means everybody has to suspend. So that's kind of an issue for the file and suspend strategy. So Bob, in order to utilize the file and suspend, absolutely must file and suspend before April the 29th. If he does not do that, then Betty will have no access to any spousal benefits until Bob actually receives his benefits. So if you suspend for one, you suspend for the entire family. Okay, so how does that affect you? What does that actually mean to you? So in this particular case, we're going to say that Bob sort of didn't go around and file and suspend by April the 29th. So time has passed, can't do a suspension. They want to get the best benefit that they can, so they wait until age 70 to start drawing. So from age 70, they get two benefits, both Bob's and the stay-at-home spouse. Then through age 85, which is the minimum we're going to allow you to live, you get this. You actually will, this couple will get $1,062,000 in benefits during this 15-year time period. Holy cow! I mean, this is terrific. Very comfortable for me, but what can we do to make it better? Well, let's talk about filing and suspending. So what happens with this? So Bob remembers to go file and suspend prior to April the 29th. And so immediately Betty goes in, she gets her spousal benefit, and if you'll look, age 66 to age 70, there's just a little green line, and that's where Betty's been able to get the spousal benefit. This is terrific. In the meantime, Bob's benefit has continued to increase in value. Of course, after age 70, there is no increase. And so during this time period, which now encompasses 19 years, the total family benefit is $1.13 million. I like it. An extra $68,000 that has been generated by taking advantage of this soon-to-be-gone loophole. So I think in this particular case, we have found some alpha. What do y'all think? Works? Perfect. Okay, so now that we've got Bob and Betty ready for retirement and we've got the whole Social Security scene set up, we want to help them with other things. So Mark Sorgenfrey is going to help us understand how they can take advantage of strategic charitable giving during retirement.